361 players battled it out at UDS Vegas this previous weekend, which is pretty impressive, honestly, for the turnout. But I want to talk about the event. The entire metagame discussion is filmed out. It is going. We're still talking about roughly 35 decks for that. But I want to talk about UDS Vegas a little bit more in depth as a separate abnormality, per se, away from that discussion. So let's dig on into this video, shall we? So in the previous discussion I did talking about the metagame, I brought up a point that said that there's 35 viable decks that you can play through a regional level, and once you start getting into a YCS territory and stuff like that, you kind of start to run into more issues about, like, the more powerful decks are going to be the choices that you're going to be seeing, and you'll see no exception for the UDS. Obviously, the difference between a YCS and the UDS is these are the best players from around the world. All right, these are the Clin de la Clin, the best of the best. Well, actually, it's not from around the world. It's from the United States. I believe Canada gets to participate in our UDS as well. I believe South America has their own. So you have the best of the best come down, participate to get that title belt. The title belt then gives the winner basically free entry. Like, any event you want to go to, you're good. Shit's just free for the rest of your life. So you would think that you would put a little bit of an emphasis on wanting to attend that. So we get into the event this weekend. We get into top 16, all right? I believe it's 12 rounds of Swiss, and then we break down a top cut, and then we get into where we want to be. You have 7 Sky Striker decks, all right? So as we've said in the past, Sky Striker is viably, of all of the decks in today's format, it is the most consistent, hands down. The fact that you can maintain a constant toolbox throughout the course of the deck, yeah, that's literally everything that the deck needs to do. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Now, when a deck like Salad plays, it does brick a lot. And to the one person who's like, I don't like the Salad deck. I didn't make the meme, the community did, I'm just going with trends. But when you look at Sky Striker, it has so much consistency going with it. I don't know why you would want to play any other deck for an event like this besides, Salad. Now, we also had, so you have 7 Salamangreat and 7 Sky Striker. So, as I said, we have Salad over here, having the second highest representation in Top Cut. Now, this deck is very much a dice roll deck. When the deck capitalizes and it wants to go first, the deck will set up this near unplayable board for your opponent, like having an Icarus attack and a Roar. I've read thousands of my comments, it's like 10 of them. People are like, oh, well, the counter trap card and the Icarus attack are easy to play around. I don't know what you are playing in the current format that is just this godsend that breaks this board like it's your job, but it's not as easy as you think it is. Look at these higher tier events and things like that. Look how crazy these things are at the moment. So I do think that, yes, Salamangreat is the other deck to pick if you're playing just out of pure representation and things like that. Now, interesting enough, we actually had some Danger variants. So Danger Thunder Dragons, Danger Thunder, this deck was doing so good for so long, and then, like, we complained about the Danger engine. We're like, it needs to be checked. And then, what the heck happened? Like, where did Danger Thunder just die? And then all of a sudden, we come to this event, we get into top 16, there's only 1 Danger Thunder. Now, this definitely proves that, well, in the long run, that particular grind game, that consistency, yeah, of course you're gonna, if you're playing 12 rounds amongst 300 people, yeah, you're gonna play the most consistent deck. And I do think that Danger Thunder, oddly enough, it has not a very strong matchup in the format, and that kind of leaves, in terms of consistency, it's an interesting place, per se. And then the abnormality, this one caught us all by surprise, but we had 1 Danger Zombie. What the heck does Danger Zombie do as a deck? What is this? I assume that you're using the Danger engine to draw a bunch of cards while using the zombie engine to be consistent. Did I miss something? with that, or is that exactly what the deck wants to do? It seems like a horrible concoction out of left field that, I mean, it worked. So only those 4 decks. That's it. Like, I don't think that there's any other real ground that you could have gotten from. The rest of the meta is very good for regional level, but like I said, when you're going for that 12-round grind to get to that top 16, other metagame decks aren't going to be able to do it, and it definitely proves itself here in the long run. Now, what are interesting things I kind of saw from this event? We'll toggle on back to Sky Striker here. So I will cover the first place deck later today for you guys, but there were some interesting things that I guess kind of struck me. Like every Sky Striker player has an opinion, just like everybody has an asshole. All right, it's funny to kind of listen to some of these opinions on Sky Striker. So the first real one is the multi-role debate. We've seen 2 and 3 everywhere. Like, everybody has made an argument for it. Oh, 2's more consistent, 3's more consistent. He topped with 3. He won the event with 3. I don't know if that's going to rechange people's opinion on the algorithm, but yes, we had triple multi-role doing God's work out here. I definitely think that we'll probably give some consideration to wanting to do that. Now, also caught my interest is Impermanence back in the main deck, and okay, so a lot of people were like, okay, Ash and Effect Veiler are the way we need to go. All right, we'll be able to handle the adaptation of the format. There won't be anything else that I'll have to focus on. Well, Sky Striker players have wanted, I guess, additional copies of hand traps. I mean, Ogre's an okay sub choice if you really want it, but Impermanence kind of just gives you that extra push, and I've seen Impermanence kind of rotating in and out between select formats, and honestly, I understand why we would be wanting to look towards Imperm as another option as a hand trap, because I mean, it is essentially one of the best that we have out there. So yes, Imperm once again continuing to extend out the format. Now, also coming from this is we have triple of the field spell, and I hate triple of the field spell with a passion, but playing an extra field spell means that you're playing an extra copy of Ray, and your whole deck's life purpose is you want to see Ray. All right, like, if you can see that Ray in any sort of capacity, you're able to play the game. So it's kind of why you're going to up your ratios on this at this point in time, just to ensure that, hey, I got to where I need to be. I'm able to functionally play the game. And when Sky Striker's whole life purpose is, you see the Ray, you go. Like, fundamentally, you've done your job, you turbo, you go. That's all you need to do in life. So I understand triple of the field spell. It's an interesting place to be. Now, in the side deck, we actually, finally, somebody did it. We got Droll and Lockbird. So, it feels so good to see this back. So, Droll is just this kind of omnipotent god right now. Alright, Droll kind of shows back up into the format. He's like, what you looking at, buddy? And he stops any sort of danger engine from wanting to participate in the game. And that's very good, right? You know, you're using this to slow down these effective decks that are trying to generate all of this bullshit advantage, not allow your opponent to continuously regenerate. Like, that's everything that you need to do. Like, Sky Striker has an inherently shitty Thunder matchup as it is, so having one more piece that you can kind of shove off of the meta makes things a little bit better for you in the long run. So seeing Droll back again in the format, definitely very, very good call. I'm happy to have seen that tech choice, at least. And then the last thing that I wanted to point out that I really liked from this list was Evenly is back. I watched quite a few Sky Striker videos, and a lot of people were like, oh, Evenly's terrible, I don't like it, like, it doesn't do anything. But in a 12-round tournament, where you need to be able to effectively play the best of your build, yeah, having Evenly isn't necessarily a bad thing. it will make those scenarios that you didn't think would come up actually be scenarios that you can play around. And I like having options, and that's definitely what I think we got from this deck. In terms of just generalized choices that I believe he made, like I said, I'll cover the list later today, so you guys can see more in depth. But for tech choices and things like that, I believe everything was made for the sole intent and purpose of just being massively consistent throughout the day. Well, at least it looks that way on paper. Consistent, getting results, and I think it did just that. So, congratulations to Sky Strikers. You guys are definitely, you've had a grind this format, and it's been a shit show nonetheless, but I'm glad to see that the deck is grinding back a little bit now at this point. It just took the format time to evolve and set things up. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And, well guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanco40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.